UFC Winnipeg. I got a pick and a prediction for every single fight on the card in less than 2 minutes. How we doing, everybody? My name is Young Pasty. Look at the white skin here. And you heard right. A pick, a prediction, every single fight, less than 2 minutes. No fluff, no BS, straight to the point. You get my pick, you get my prediction, we move on. If that timer hits 2 minutes, beep, 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 beep. We stop talking, we move on to the next fight. So, as we always do around here, we got a recap last week, UFC 327. Pull the results up here right now, and first off, let's just say this. Very, very, very entertaining card. Picks-wise, did okay. Now, one thing I will never do again is pick against people that are up on my wall, up there. Okay, Carlos Ulberg came through. I said I'm a fan of Carlos Ulberg, but I picked Yuri Prochazka, and look what happened there. One-legged Carlos Ulberg knocks out Yuri Prochazka. The Azmat Mirzakhanov fight was a big letdown. In this fight here, I'm just going to vent for a second. Chris Padilla and Markel Medeiros, they marked this a draw 1 hour after the fight happens. And by the way, the scorecards were ridiculous as well. But, I get screwed on my bets. I get screwed on the pick. My boy Taco Padilla gets screwed on the decision. Now I see him, he's just acting like he won. And I don't blame him because I believe that. All right? And I think he won the fight too. I think it was clear and obvious. Maybe a 29-28, but there was an eye poke that cost him a point. So it really should have been 29-27 at the worst. So, yeah, awful decision. Kevin Holland comes through with the win, of course. And I told you guys, and you guys know, I'm not a Kevin Holland fan. But, overall, the whole card, I was entertained. I was having a lot of fun. Picks did okay. Bets basically broke even. So, I mean, it was kind of just like a slide by week, but entertaining card nevertheless. That's just what I want to move on to. Because, like, this week, yeah, it's... the lineup is not the best, especially following UFC 327. So, yeah, let's just get to it here, guys, okay? UFC Winnipeg. We got 13 fights to go over, and we'll start with our main event. We got Gilbert Burns taking on Mike Malott. Odds in the fight here as of today. We got plus 250 for Gilbert Burns and minus 310 for Mike Malott. Timer starts in 3, 2, 1. My pick for this fight, I'm rolling with Mike Malott. Like, Mike Malott is supposed to win this fight. If he keeps it on the feet, he's probably going to win the fight 90% of the time. I mean, he probably will KO Gilbert. I mean, Gilbert's chin kind of seems to be fading here, but I personally believe Gilbert has a grappling advantage over Mike Malott, but you can't have a grappling advantage over somebody and still get out-grappled, right? I think Mike Malott's probably just like more physical and stronger than him at this point. I mean, like, the pick has to be Mike Malott, right? But the bet, I mean, am I laying minus 300 on Mike Malott over a Gilbert Burns, a bet like that? I don't know. I feel like the bet has to be Gilbert. Now, the line earlier in the week, it was like plus 400 for Gilbert, and I think a lot of people realized that was bad. So people have been hammering the money line on Gilbert. So I feel like, where the odds kind of lay right now, they're probably, kind of going to stay there throughout the week. Now, Malott's never fought 5 rounds in the UFC. Burns, multiple times. Mike Malott's fighting at home. Maybe has a little hometown bias, especially did last time. You know what I mean? Like, Gilbert's path to victory here, it just has to be grappling, man. He's not going to outstrike Mike Malott, in my opinion. If he somehow gets a takedown and he somehow submits Mike Malott, that would be crazy. But that's probably his easiest path to victory is Gilbert Burns by submission. So, my pick, I'm rolling with Mike Malott by knockout. That's the official pick. But I'm telling you guys, if I were to bet on this fight, am I? Probably not. Moneyline wise, if I did, I'd probably be siding on Gilbert. So, yeah, Mike Malott KO is the official pick for the main event. Let's go. Moving on to our co-main event of the evening, we got Kyler Phillips taking on Charles Jourdain. Odds on the fight, we got minus 155 for Charles Jourdain, plus 130 for Kyler Phillips. Timer starts in 3, 2, 1. My pick for this fight, I'm rolling with Charles Jourdain, okay? Now, I really tried to side with Phillips because I was like, okay, Kyler Phillips has some decent wins. Underdog tag, maybe it's not too bad of a play. I mean, I have to run in the tape. I cannot trust this guy's cardio, man. He's consistently dropping 3 rounds, man. And you're going against a guy who I can trust for 3 rounds. He's been 4 to 5 rounds. He's fighting consistently in the UFC. He's fighting way more than Kyler Phillips. Is Kyler Phillips' level of competition a little bit better? Yeah, I would agree. Like Charles Jourdain gets the fight with John Silva. I mean, I don't know. I feel like John Silva's knocking Kyler Phillips out too. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's hard for me to side with a guy who drops the 3rd round consistently. He'll come out nice and guns blazing in the 1st round. He'll look on point, but he just fades. And yeah, on paper, like I said, Phillips has some decent wins. But I don't know. I like the momentum of Jourdain. Riding 2 wins, fighting in Canada, has better cardio. I think he can pull it off rather than losing 2 times as a huge favorite versus Rob Font, then going out and losing a stinker to Vinicius Oliveira here. I think volume's going to play a big factor in the fight. The grappling exchanges, I think, are going to be key. Jourdain does have a good ghillie, all right? If he pulls ghillie, I would hope he knows he's going to get it, you know what I mean? But if I see him start pulling ghillie 8 times and he ends up on his back, yeah, it's not going to be a good night there for Charles Jourdain. Phillips is a durable guy. He can take a punch. I mean, he went hard 3 with those 2 guys I just mentioned with those losses here. So I'll take Jourdain. I'll take him by decision. And that's my official pick for this fight. Let's go. Moving on to our next fight, we got Nallo taking on Jai Herbert. Odds in the fight, minus 170 for Nallo and plus 142 for Herbert. Timer starts in 3, 2, 1. My pick for the fight, I'm rolling with Jai Herbert. I'm going with the underdog here, man. It's hard for me to side with the Bellator guy. Nallo here. Cool. You got to win on Dana White Contender Series. Congratulations. But, here's a matter of a fact, okay? I'm just stating facts. You were in the Bellator for 6 years, all right? UFC just didn't sign you from over there. PFL didn't sign you. Okay, you had to prove your way to the UFC again. And cool, okay, never give up on your dreams. Chase your dreams, right? But, how I see it, the UFC didn't think that you were good enough and to automatically sign you, right? And you're 36. You're just 1 year younger than Jai Herbert, you know what I mean? I don't like the experience on Nallo's side, right? And I don't know. I don't know why Jai Herbert's an underdog here, man. Yeah, you look at Jai Herbert, he doesn't have the best track record, but if you really dig deep into these losses here, are all of these people I'm about to mention not going to fuck up Mandel Nallo? Francisco Trinaldo, Renato Moicano, Ilia Topuria, Fares Ziam, Chris Padilla. Okay, yeah, I'm bragging about losses, but all those guys mess up Mandel Nallo. So, Jai Herbert, his wins are over non-UFC worthy people, okay? Herbert's going to be a little bit taller, a little bit longer. I think he can strike at range. I think he can keep the threat of a big punch away. I don't think his grappling's the best, and I think he can avoid the takedowns. I know Jai Herbert's a Cage Warriors guy, and everyone's like, Cage Warriors not the best, but we've seen some good talent come out of there. I think Mandel is at least durable enough to last. He's gone to decision multiple times, so man, I'm taking Herbert. I'm taking him by decision, and honestly, if he finds the right shot and the right punch, or a good knee, you know what I mean? He could knock out Nallo too. So Herbert by decision. That's my official pick. Let's go. Moving on to our next fight, we got Jasmine Jastovicius taking on Karine Silva. Odds in the fight minus 310 for Jasmine and plus 250 for Silva. Timer starts in 3, 2, 1. My pick for this fight, I'm picking Jasmine. I think she can get back on track here. A loss to Manon Fiorot is acceptable, but let's be honest, guys. The KO was brutal. It was she got sent to a freaking different dimension for another second, right? Karine Silva's got some power, and I'll just leave that there for you guys to unwind. But I think we all know how this fight's gonna go, and I think so too. Jasmine's gonna get takedowns and mess up Silva on the mat. Karine Silva has bad cardio. She'll probably have a good first round. Jasmine will book the second two. Like, I just don't know about these odds, though, right? Like, can I back Jasmine as a 3-1 fave? Like, Barber was just a 2-1 fave, who I think is Macy Barber, who I think is better than Jasmine Jastovicius. She was only a 2-1 favorite over Karine Silva. Now we got Jasmine, a 3-1 favorite. Like, I know she's in Canada. I know she had a solid win streak, but her wins really, like, were they solid? Like, I think it was just the win streak we were impressed with. Like, Karine Silva's not bad, guys. She's pretty dang good. She can get her own takedowns, right? They're showing the Canadians a lot of love this week on the odds here. So, like, for now, I'll take Jasmine by decision, but, like, that's my pick, you know? Bet-wise, I don't know. Karine Silva, if that number starts crawling up there, maybe 3-1, 4-1, ooh. Might have to pull the trigger on it, you know what I mean? But anyway, pick Jasmine by decision. That's my official pick. Let's go. Moving on to our next fight, we got Gage Young taking on Thiago Moises. Odds in the fight -130 for Young and +110 for Moises. Timer starts in 3, 2, 1. My pick for the fight, I'm going with Thiago Moises. Leg kicks and takedowns. Okay, that's his game, and I think it's going to work here, man. I think his grappling is much superior to Gage Young. And I think it's just a matter of time before he gets a takedown. I think he can hold top position and ride out a win. Now, Gage Young has showed some holes in his grappling game. Let's be honest, okay? Dana White Contender Series fight. Taken down by Sal Kill, lost 2 rounds because of it. Subbed by an armbar in 2022. And here, I've noticed something here in Thiago's wins. Right? He will come out in the first round. He'll just kind of strike. He won't even really go for the takedowns, right? But in the second and third round, immediately goes for the takedowns and gets top position, dude. So, one thing we got to worry about is Thiago's chin. And can Young maybe stuff the takedowns? Like, I don't know. I think Thiago Moises isn't necessarily a takedown or bust. He could potentially outstrike Gage Young. Just, he's like a UFC vet. Like, he's a gatekeeper, man. He beats people that aren't really the best and loses to, good competition. So, I think Moises shows levels to the grappling. I think Moises is able to snatch up a submission over Gage Young. And Gage Young's tough, right? He had some good fights, like his fight with Evan Elder, a good fight. But, like, man, I can't trust it. I can't trust it. I think Thiago Moises will be able to take him down and wrap up a submission at some point, second round. Okay, that's when he gets the takedowns. Second and third round. So that's what I'm looking for. Second round sub, I think is hitting here. So Thiago Moises by submission over Gage Young. That's my official pick. Let's go. Moving on to our next fight, we got Dennis Buzukja taking on Marcio Barbosa. Odds on the fight are pretty wide. We got +370 for Buzukja and -485 for Barbosa. Timer starts in 3, 2, 1. My pick for this fight, I'm going Marcio Barbosa, man. I'm siding with the powerful Brazilian prospect who just got a win off of Dana White Contender Series. It's dominated over in LFA. Yeah, he's faced some L's, okay? Lost to Gabriel Santos. Not too much to, kind of worry about, you know what I mean? Buzukja is 1-3 in the UFC. His win is against Connor Matthews, who, let's just face it, he sucks, okay? He's gotten outstruck by every opponent, almost. This guy got taken down by Sean Woodson, a boxer. Almost a 2-year layoff here. Not really the best fighter, in my opinion. I think he's going to get outstruck. I think he's probably going to get KO'd in the first or second round. But a couple things I'd like to mention about Barbosa, though, okay, is he's not been to decision too many times. How does his cardio look? What if Buzukja is able to withstand this fire and doesn't get put out? You know what I mean? Second, Barbosa does have a BJJ black belt. He's known to strike, but he could pull off a sub or two, you know what I mean? And then, lastly, UFC debut. Those could go either way, if you know what I mean. So, Barbosa should handle business. I think it's a KO in the second round. So, Barbosa by KO is my official pick for this fight. Let's go. Moving on to our next fight, we got Robert Valnetin taking on Julian LeBlanc. Odds on the fight, we got +111 for LeBlanc and -136 for Valnetin. Timer starts in 3, 2, 1. My pick for this fight, I'm going with Julian LeBlanc here, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. This is just a fade on Robert Valnetin, okay? How can you back Valnetin at this point? Really? Okay, you've had some okay wins on The Ultimate Fighter, but your UFC stint has sucked. But they're giving him a winnable fight. Like, LeBlanc's really unproven. I mean, he's just like a regional kind of guy in Canada. Older than Valnetin, and his fight history is like, his level of competition is not really that good. His striking's okay, grappling's okay. I mean, I said this at the beginning, like, this is the type of crap they're giving us after UFC 327. LeBlanc by decision, I guess. Next. All right, next fight, we got heavyweights. Tanner Boser taking on Gokhan Saricam. Odds on the fight. We got plus 130 for Boser and minus 155 for Saricam. Timer starts in 3, 2, 1. My pick for the fight, I'm going with Gokhan Saricam. I mean, we gotta channel that inner Dragon Ball Z, you know what I mean? Gokhan, like, Kame Kame Ka, like, you know what I mean? On a real note, though, another fade. Am I really picking Tanner Boser to win a fight in 2026? No. This guy lost to Rodrigo Nascimento, bro. Awful look. Saricam went 7-2 in Bellator, fought a little bit, came over here to UFC. I don't know. I feel like Saricam might be a heavyweight. They UFC wants. They're giving him a Tanner Boser. I mean, he's just kind of easy to pick up on this card, right in Canada over here. Was in the UFC, now wasn't. Now he's coming back. Boser does have probably a little bit more experience than him. The record shows, but the record's not really that good. I don't think Gokhan's gonna come in here and flatline Boser. Gokhan by decision. You can probably mix up some grappling. Make the fight a little bit slower, outstrike him a little bit. Yeah, I'll take Gokhan by decision. That's my official pick. Let's go. Next fight, we got Melissa Croden taking on Daria Zalesniakova. Yeah, that's a name there. Odds on the fight. We got minus 160 now for Croden, plus 130 for Daria. Timer starts in 3, 2, 1. My pick for the fight, I'm going with Melissa Croden here, man. I got to back the hometown girl. And I'm a fan of her, even though she just, lost to Luana Santos, who's proven to shown she's pretty dang good. But Croden, I think she's just a lot more aggressive and more willing to fight. I think she's more physical and stronger than Daria. I think she puts out more volume and overwhelms Daria, to be honest with you. So, I mean, yeah, you could side with Daria and say she's longer, will strike from range, yada, 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 whatever. But Melissa Croden's a similar build. I mean, they're like the range, lengthy kind of fight. Like it eliminates that kind of fight. You know what I mean? She's not gonna have that advantage. And Daria's super hittable. She wears damage badly. I thought that she lost that fight to Rendon. Somehow she won. Rendon looked surprised, and so did Daria, kind of too. So, but like her face at the end of these fights, man, looks really bad. And the biggest hole in her game is grappling, dude. Like, that got super exposed. And then a couple fights here. I mean, obviously, the Lane Perez fight. And then Rendon was able to take her down. So, like, Croden's primarily a striker, though. So, like, I don't really see her looking for takedowns too much. Maybe some cage push. But we got an aggressive, physical Croden who's going to pour on the volume on Zalesniakova, beat her face up, have blood everywhere. And you'll see the damage that she inflicts. Daria's shown to be at least a little bit tough, but I don't know. Croden could find a knockout late like she does. Croden by decision is my official pick. Let's go. Next fight. More ladies going at it. We got JJ Aldrich taking on Jamie Lynn Horth. Odds on the fight. Plus 136 for Aldrich. Minus 162 for Horth. Timer starts in 3, 2, 1. My pick for this fight, I'm going with Jamie Lynn Horth, man. Hometown girl, fighting in Canada again. Kicks are nasty, and you've seen that. She's powerful flyweight, man. Her striking's not too bad. And I think momentum's on her side. But I think it's going to be a close fight. It's going to be a close fight. Like, JJ Aldrich is not halfway awful, right? I think minus 160 here for Jamie Lynn. I think it's only reflective of, like, recent bias, hometown advantage. Like, Aldrich's boxing's not that bad, okay? She can strike. Her cardio's okay. But, like, what's up with her only fighting oldies in the UFC, okay? She only fights people that are, like, 3, 4, 5, 10 years older than her. Like, her last 4 to 5 fights. But, you know, I'll side with Jamie Lynn Horth. This is going to be, I told you, it's going to be a close fight. Yeah, betting-wise, I don't know what I'm even going to do with this. But, yeah, we'll side with Jamie Lynn Horth. I'll take her by decision. That's my official pick for this other women's fight. Let's go. Moving on to our next fight, we got Mitch Raposa taking on Alan Nascimento. Raposo's at a plus 160 underdog. Nascimento minus 192. Timer starts in 3, 2, 1. My pick for the fight's Nascimento. I mean, even after this Maxim win, Raposa, I still don't have faith in Raposa. I still don't think he's UFC caliber. I don't think what was his name? Azat Maxim. I don't think that guy was UFC caliber. Okay, so they're, it was just a battle of not really good people. Like, you're going up against a very talented grappler, a submission ace, a guy who just beat Jafel Filo, handled Jafel Filo. I think Jafel Filo has a pretty good win over Mitch Raposa, you know what I mean? So I think that's a solid win for Alan Nascimento. Nascimento with a lot more fights in the UFC. Is Raposa stuffing all the takedowns from Nascimento? I don't know. I don't think so. Not likely, even though Nascimento looks like terrible at times. If Raposa can keep it on the feet, though, I mean, is he really the better striker? You know what I mean? His striking's not, I don't know. Alan's striking not that very good, but we'll see. I don't know. Nascimento's a takedown or bust. Okay, I'll just say it. Nascimento's a takedown or bust. Nascimento can be a little bit chinny at times. Raposa, if he keeps him on the feet, could knock him out. I'm not going to lie. But I'm not relying on that. All right? And I'm not picking Raposa. I don't think he's UFC caliber. Nascimento's going to show him levels. Nascimento by sub. That's my official pick. Let's go. Moving on to our next fight. We got John Castenada taking on Mark Vologdin. Odds on the fight. We got minus 125 for Castenada, plus 105 for Vologdin. Timer starts in 3, 2, 1. My pick for the fight's John Castenada. I think this line's only so close because of, like, the amazing fight we saw with Mark Vologdin. If you don't know who Mark Vologdin is, I looked him up. I saw the Dana White Contender Series fight. I said, how did this guy lose and get a contract on Dana White Contender Series? You don't see that too much. I'm like, this has to be, like, the best fight on Dana White Contender Series ever. And I pulled it up, and it damn was. Okay? Go watch it. It's on YouTube. It's awesome. Not many people, again, get signed when they lose on Dana White Contender Series, but this is why I'm picking Castenada, man. This is a tough UFC debut, dude, and I know Castenada is a little bit older, right? We have the fear of him getting chinned, but he has way more experience. He's a solid fighter. Dude, he's going to win this fight with timely takedowns. Mark Vologdin's a brawler, right? Brawling, throwing, strikes, blah, blah, blah. He's going to get overthrown, or he's going to get caught overthrowing. Takedown on the ground. Castenada's just, he can go 3 rounds, all right? I know Mark Vologdin obviously can too. And look, like John Castenada almost just beat a bet in Chris Gutierrez, right? You know, it was close. It was a split decision. So I had Gutierrez, so I do think he won. But anyway, does he face the risk of being KO'd? Of course, everybody does. Does he face the risk of being overwhelmed with shots? For sure. But timely takedowns, experience. John Castenada is not no bum. All right, and at minus 125 over a guy making their UFC debut, and the price on him only looking like that because of the crazy fight he was just in, man, I gotta side with the experience. Castenada by decision is my official pick. Let's go. All right, guys, our last fight of the video and the first fight of the night, and wow, what a banger we have to start off here. Jamie Siraj taking on John Yannis. Odds on the fight. Minus 270 for Siraj, plus 220 for Yannis. Timer starts in 3, 2, 1. My pick for the fight's going to be Jamie Siraj. And before I even freaking get further in this little prediction here, okay? I really don't know too much about these guys, okay? I did my best to research them for you guys. But, John Yannis only has 1 fight in the UFC. You can go watch all his fights on Fury, but they're all the same, right? He's just all hands, all right? And I feel like he has pillow hands. He's going to decision with everybody. And his fight with Austin Bashi was horrendous, dude. He got subbed up quick and easy. So Jamie Siraj he seems to have some grappling chops, right? His striking is not the best, but I think his grappling should be enough to get the job done. Easy submission, rear naked choke, I don't know, something simple. But I see lots of subs and decisions on this card. I think we start the night off with a easy submission over John Yannis like Austin Bashi had. So, Siraj by sub. It's not a confident pick, but that's what I'm rolling with. Let's go. All right, guys. If you made it this far in the video, I promised. 13 fights in less than 2 minutes, a pick and prediction for every single one, and you got it absolutely free today. So, thank you so much for watching the video. If you could, click that subscribe button down there for me. We are on the road to 400 subscribers. We've been sitting at 384. We hit a little flat line, all right? So 16 of you could just click a little digital button for me. It could go a long way. Secondly, check out my Patreon. Links in the description. That's where you can see all my bets when I place them. The bets video comes out on Thursday, so make sure to check that out. But you can see all my bets before the video drops on the Patreon. It is completely free. So let's have a better week this week at UFC Winnipeg. Let's try and make the best of it because, let's be honest, following up UFC 327 with this kind of card, it's not looking pretty. So we'll do our best to be entertained here. Young Pasty, signing off. Let's go.